Hello everyone, it's Becky here and welcome to our garden. I am so happy to be finally able to film outside because the weather is absolutely amazing. We have 17 degrees. This is the first time I'm wearing dress today, which makes me so happy. But also, the reason why I'm so happy to be able to film outside is that the book I'm going to talk about today, I just cannot imagine talking about it inside. It's the book about nature and it's need to be spoken outside. And the book I'm going to talk about today is the book called A Life on Our Planet by Sir David Attenborough. Or Život na našej planete in Slovak. Guys, this book is just the must read for every single human being who is able to read at this point because it's absolutely amazing. I don't think that David Attenborough needs much of an introduction, but in case you don't know him, basically he devoted his life to nature, to exploring nature and sharing with people how and why it is important to protect our planet. And I'm sure that if you would Google his name, you will realize that you know much more of his work than you think you do, because basically most of the documentaries you probably seen was created by him. He was working for BBC since 1937, so yeah, I'm sure you will know him. And this book is basically the witness statement of how our planet has changed over the course from since he was a young boy until today. He wrote this book last year in 2020 when he was 94 years old, which is absolutely amazing and blessed age. And yeah, he definitely seen a lot and it's really worth it to read. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. Okay, so there was basically two things that I felt while reading this book, and the first one, all positives. I love nature, it's so beautiful, I just wanted to go outside and explore and touch the plants, touch the creatures, everything, even insects, which is something I really don't like normally, but now when reading this book I was like, I don't care, I need to go outside and explore. But then on the other hand, it creeped the hell out of me, honestly, and it really scared me to see in the bigger picture where our planet is going and what is happening in our planet at this point. Because, you know, I've been always interested in nature and I love to watch documentaries, but for past couple years I didn't care that much, to be honest, you know, or maybe I wasn't realizing what is going on properly. Like, we always used to recycle at home, like glass, paper and plastics. But that was it, you know, that's where it ended for me. But then reading this book, it was really eye-opening, and let me tell you why. Basically, this book is split into three different parts. The first one is witness statement, second is what lies ahead, and the third one is the vision for the future. And every single of these three parts is split into smaller chapters, and especially the first part, every chapter begins with 1 year, and it starts in 1937. Yes, 1937, which is the time he started to work for BBC, and it finishes at 2020. And there are three important things at the beginning of every chapter, and the first one is the population on the Earth in that particular year. Second one is the amount of carbon in the atmosphere, and the third one is how much wilderness is remaining in the planet. And let me tell you something. I wrote it down because I don't want to get this wrong, but in 1937 there were 2.3 billion people on this planet and 66% of wilderness remaining. But in 2020, brace yourself, 7.8 billion people on the planet and only 35% of wilderness is remaining. Well, who knows what is left now after half of a year. So yes, it's really eye-opening, and I'm going to put some stuff on the screen right now, which I would be happy if you would read those. I took them out from the book. Those were stuff which I kind of underlined and wrote down, so read them please now. If you want to know how we got into these numbers and to these situations and what we can do to help stop it or at least make it a little bit better, then please read this book. Because as David Attenborough says himself, we are the first generation who can clearly see everything we've done to our planet, and we are also the last generation who can do something about it to not go and disappear completely. So we need to do something now, like right now. I was reading this book in English, but I was in the middle of the book and I realized, okay, this is something I really want to have in my bookshelf and I would need to have it in my bookshelf, so I decided to get a physical copy, but in Slovak, so my grandparents and my mom and everyone can read it. Because when I was reading this book, it really made me feel like I want everyone to read this book, like everyone needs to read this. So please read this book. It's full of pictures, either from archives from BBC or then David Attenborough himself, and there is also a glossary at the end which gives you a good education about some words which I had no idea even exists, so it's something really interesting. It also gives you an overview how David Attenborough got to the BBC and how he got his position in broadcasting as he did, and it's very interesting to read even the background of his story when it comes to his work, so it's really great to read. Also, great thing about this book is that it really made me interested in nature and the documentaries as well, because as I said, I used to love watching documentaries, but it's been a while since I really focused on, watching documentaries and nature and everything around this. But since I read this, let me tell you, I watched probably every single nature documentary that is accessible there, and you can really find them everywhere, like BBC iPlayer, Amazon, even Netflix or YouTube. I watched those on YouTube, and I think I'm actually gonna put some links, maybe 3 of them, to my most favorite documentaries in the description down below, so if you're interested you can watch them as well. And I would really encourage you to watch these documentaries because it's just something amazing, and I know that some people might be a little bit discouraged and think that documentaries are not interesting or it's not entertaining at all, but it is entertaining so much, and let me tell you why. I remember watching one episode about forest, and there was this creature. It was something between lizard and frog, and it was trying to get to the river, and the way it was walking was just so funny itself. But then they put kind of suspicious music in the background, and I was literally laughing watching that creature going to river, so it was amazing. And then I remember another episode. It was with eagles in Alaska, sorry. And it was amazing because they were trying to catch the fish, but male eagles were not able to do it very well, and then suddenly female eagle came and just like this she caught the fish, but then male eagles attacked her, and I was like, what the hell are you doing? Like, let her be. So it's really amazing and really keeps you hooked until the end. And I think that's also the way how the storytelling is provided in those documentaries, because I was lucky enough to actually see an interview with David Attenborough just a couple days before I read this book. It was online interview with Lisa Bonet, I think. Yes, and he was talking himself about how storytelling is so important even when it comes to creating documentaries, because that's what keeps people hooked, and he was right. And let me tell you that these documentaries, especially Our Planet series, which I'm going to link down below, they are amazing. The camera and the technicalities around that is just provide absolutely amazing details, and you can see everything so well, but also the storytelling in it is absolutely amazing, so please watch them. Okay, the sun is coming out, so one more thing I would like to say is that if you are from Slovakia, I hope that you are familiar with Klíma ťa potrebuje or Mladí pre klímu. If you don't know them, I'm going to put the links down below, so please check it as well. And also, if you would be interested in documentaries, in Slovakia we have amazing festival called Ecotop Film Festival, which shares documentaries from around the whole world, and it's something really amazing. And I think that it actually starts April 26th. Yes, so you still have a chance to participate, or at least to watch them. I think they're going full online as everything this year, so it's something to know about. And I'm also going to link down below the link for an interview with David Attenborough, the last one I've been watching, so make sure you watch it if you're interested. And one more thing at the end, it would be amazing if you could write down in the comments what is your relationship to nature, and also maybe what are the small things you are doing in order to protect our planet. And it doesn't need to be anything big like sending money to Greenpeace, but just small things. Maybe don't throw chewing gums on the ground, like seriously don't do that because it's horrible. So not throw chewing gums on the ground, or switch the tap while you're brushing your teeth. That is something which I always knew I should be doing, but I never did. I always let the water run while I was brushing my teeth, which is horrible, but now after finishing this book I'm not doing it anymore. I switched the water off. So let me know in the comments please, and thank you very much for joining me today. I'm going to wrap up because birds are flying, dogs are barking, and sun is coming up. Hello, and the cars are just running everywhere, so thank you very much. Bye!